Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I hope you all got plenty of rest and got to sleep in, because I almost never get to sleep in anymore. It's a terrible thing, but anyway, I had mentioned in a previous video that I wanted to do a comparison between my Leatherman Wave charges and also the Ozark Trail Multiforce. So here they are. I am actually going to do a quick review on this and then get more into the comparisons in a minute. So we'll move these out of the way and we'll take a look at this. So this, I found this at Walmart for, I think they sell it for like $40. Great deal, because you get quite a bit for $40. So, for instance, before we actually really go into the tool, what comes with the tool? So you get a button Ozark Trail, typical sheath. I mean, it's not a bad sheath at all. I got the plastic clip on the back. Pretty rigid. It's not a bad sheath, but, these kind of things come with a lot of multi-tools that are not the real name brand, like Gerber, Leatherman, SOG, etc. It also comes, there's actually a little loop here that holds the bit extender. It does come with a bit extender, which is pretty nice. And this fits, there's a little magnet down inside there. It fits your 1/4 inch bits. So that is pretty nice, I have to admit. That comes with it. And now onto the multi-tool. The multi-tool comes with a pocket clip already attached. And it's a pretty good pocket clip. Pretty nice. The only issue I really have is, unlike, do a quick comparison, like with the Charge. So you got the pocket clip, but with the Charge, it sits here, and then when you pull it out of your pocket, there's the main blade right there to use. Whereas on this one, you pull it out of your pocket, the main blade is actually right here. I don't really like that configuration. I tried to figure out a way to switch it, and I wound up realizing it's probably best just to leave it where it's at. But I prefer, like, if I'm going to carry it in my pocket, I prefer to pull it out and be able to actually access the main blade right here. But that's probably just because I'm so used to doing that with my Leathermans. So, at any rate, this is, pretty much Walmart's answer to the Leatherman Wave. And it's pretty nice, I have to admit. I forgot the blade steel. I think it's 8CR13 MOV. I could be wrong, but I believe it may be 8CR13 MOV, which is, a pretty good blade steel. It's comparable to pretty much AUS8 and 440B. Again, if anybody actually really knows, because I forgot to actually research just before I did this video, because I had actually forgotten what the steel is. But anybody wants to correct me in the comments, please do so, and let us know what the actual steel is. But I think it's AUS8, but, don't add me on that. Or not AUS8, sorry, 8CR13 MOV. Which, again, is not a bad blade steel, but for something like the Leatherman Wave, it's 420 HC. Boy, I'm getting my steels mixed up. At any rate, so going on the outside, like I said, it comes already attached with a pocket clip. You can probably remove that if you want, but it has that nice option of being able to be carried right in the pocket, right out of the package, or in the sheath. And it fits pretty nicely in the sheath. Actually, there's a particular way this actually fits in the sheath very well. There we go. So, fits in there pretty good. Got a good solid snap to it. There we go. All right, so what does it come with? Well, similar to a Leatherman Wave or Charge, there's 4 tools on the outside that can be accessed, and they all have a liner lock. So you got your main blade, and again, liner lock. And it actually kind of has a dual finish on here. It's hard to see, but this is kind of, it's a shinier kind of a tumbled finish to it, kind of like a stone wash. And then you got a like saber grind right here on it. It's pretty nice. It came fairly sharp out of the box. It's not too sharp at the moment. I need to touch it up, but I carried it for a while as my main tool for work when I first got it, and then I was carrying this guy for a good while, and then I actually switched it over to just my everyday carry outside of work, and now it's back as my everyday carry for work. So, but that being said, this is actually still pretty nice. Got a good, nice blade, good tip on it. It's not as pointed as like a Leatherman blade, as you can see. There's more of a narrow point on this one, but it still has a good solid tip there. Pretty strong tip. On the opposing side, on this side, you have a 3-sided file. So this actually has a diamond coated file, which is pretty sweet on a tool like this for $40. I mean, that's pretty nice. Similar, we'll compare it to the Charge, which has the same file, and you could see it actually has a much longer diamond coated file on the Multiforce. And then there's the notching file, or the wood, or the middle file, or middle saw, as you can see. And you can see it still has, the Ozark still has a longer file on it. Same thing with the coarse file. So it's pretty sweet compared to a Leatherman for $40. I mean, that's not bad at all. On the other side, we have the fully serrated blade, and again, it kind of has like that tumbled stonewash type finish that's still slightly, got a nice polish to it. And then kind of like that saber grind on one side. But a nice serrated blade. It's actually quite sharp. Compare it to this Charge's blade. You can see they have, it's actually slightly longer on the Ozark Trail, but similar blade shape. Actually, I do want to compare real quick the blade length on the main blade, because I think actually Leatherman has it beat, at least in that area. So you see, it's actually, the actual sharp edge is about where my thumbnail touches. So it's actually about the same size then on the sharp edge. Same length. So pretty good. And then we'll have to compare the wood saw. So this actually has pretty nice wood saw. Pretty aggressive, similar to a Leatherman. So you can see again, they're about the same length, but pretty nice aggressive saws. The Ozark Trail seems to be just a slight bit thicker than the Leathermans. Okay, so again, those all lock with the liner lock. We open up the tool, and similar to a Leatherman Wave or Charge, or most Leatherman tools anyway, there's the file. Or, sorry, gosh, I'm getting everything mixed up this morning. I am really tired. Has centimeter and inch ruler. So just lay it out and you got your rulers. Like one of the Leathermans, you have your needle nose, your regular pliers, your wire cutters, your hard wire cutters, and there's also a crimper here. I believe they started doing this on many of the newer models, is putting a actual crimper in the back. Though you could still really crimp with this, but for instance, like on my Charge TTI, you could probably see it a little, is in there in the back is kind of that curved area is supposed to be a crimper. Similar to this. Though this has a little bit more area exposed so you can actually really crimp. Whereas this is not so too exposed. You could still crimp, it's just a little bit tougher. Yeah, there we go. So comparing the plier heads, they're actually very similar. And everything, you got the wire cutters there. So, and it lines up pretty good. It's kind of hard to see. It's not focusing very well. But pretty nice. The other inside tool, so only one on this side, but that is the bit driver. So it actually comes with a double-sided bit. Phillips head and a flathead. And again, you could put actually other, 1/4-inch bits in here. So then we can actually the included extender. So that is pretty nice. There we go. And like the Leatherman, you have that rocker lock or lockback design. On this side, we have a bottle/can opener and a wire stripper. And again, let's compare to the Leatherman. See that this actually feels sharper than on the Leatherman. The Leatherman will still do its job. I've actually used this a number of times. And this wire stripper actually feels pretty sharp. I have used the wire stripper on my Leatherman at least once or twice. Next we have a large flathead, and this is actually, what's pretty nice is it's a hollow ground flathead, which is, I don't have my Surge with me at the moment, but the Leatherman Surge actually has hollow ground bits on it, so it's pretty nice that it has that. So compare that to the Leatherman Charge's flathead, which kind of looks more like a pry bar in many ways. Granted, I think you get a little bit more reach with this, just slightly, but yeah. And then last but not least on this particular tool, we get the scissors, spring-loaded scissors. Now these are actually, they have a really, that spring has a lot of resistance to it. Whereas, you get something like the Leatherman, it has some, it's just, this one you can definitely feel that it's resisting you pushing that down. You can see the scissors are just a tad bit longer on the Ozark Trail, and they work very well, similar to the Leatherman. The only tool that this does not share in common with A Leatherman Charge or Wave is the tiny, where is it? Come on, there we go. The small bit driver. It's the only thing it does not really have in common with a regular Charge or Wave. But yeah, so getting them out, can compare. All these to one another. Now, Leathermans are definitely nice tools. They're just a bit pricey, and the Wave has definitely gone up in years. I remember when I first got it, it was actually closer in price to the Ozark Trail. And now it's gone up to like $100+. And then you get like the regular Charge is, gosh, like 140, I think, plus, and then maybe a little bit more. And then the TTI can be almost 200. It's like 170, 180, which is, again, I find ridiculous. This is the Plus model, though, which means it has the replaceable wire cutters. They do have the Wave Plus now, which has the replaceable wire cutters, and I think they have a Charge Plus with the same thing. So that may be a big thing for you. Like if you need to replace your wire cutters, you use them a lot. This is not going to have replaceable wire cutters, obviously. And as you can see, the pliers are very much the same. They're very similar to a Leatherman's pliers. I have not had any issue with them. They've done their job very well, similar to a Leatherman. And just like the Wave, it has so many of the same features as the Wave. And some of them, well, mainly the file. The file is like a very big improvement because it's just, there's so much more area on the file. It's a lot longer and it just covers so much area on all three sides compared to the Leatherman. So if you use the file a lot, yeah, this is definitely worth looking into. Now, as far as what's better, is the Wave better? Or is one of the Charge series better? Or is it better to get the Ozark Trail? Well, it also depends on price, or I mean, what's your, well, price, but also, what you can afford. I mean, really, at the end of the day, I'll tell anybody who asks me, like, what should I pick up? Especially if they ask me out of these three, like, what should I pick up? What's a good multi-tool? I'll recommend firsthand the Wave, because you get most of the same features on either of these on the Wave. And again, you can get the Wave Plus with the 154 cm replaceable wire cutter. So why spend an extra $40-$50 to get this, or close to $100 more to get this one? And really the big differences between Wave and Charge, Wave and regular Charge, there's two big differences, aside from what they come with. So if you actually get a Charge, they typically will come with the pocket clip, the removable lanyard ring, which I never use anyway. I do have it somewhere, but it's just, to me, it's a useless item. It already comes with a lanyard ring in it, but I really never use them. Pocket clip's nice, though, I will say that. It will come with a pocket clip, it will come with a sheath, and, it will come with like a bit kit, only like about half full. So actually they'll remove like these last four, I believe, and just have it like that, which I really think is kind of dumb. Why not just fill the whole thing? But And that's not just for a regular charge, that's usually for the TTI as well. So, I mean, you get the pocket clip, you get a lanyard ring, and you get like a few bits. But really, it's still not worth it to me. Yes, it also comes with aluminum handle scales, which are only a tiny bit, make it a tiny bit lighter, not very light at all. And then the next big difference is the blade steel being 154 cm as opposed to 420 HC. The serrated blade stays at 420 HC. Those are your big differences. Now, the big differences between the TTI model and the Charge is it steps up the blade steel to S30V, which is a nice blade steel, but again, the serrated blade stays at 420 HC. It does come with this cutting hook, which is gimmicky to me, and with this cap crimper, which I don't use. And titanium handle scales, which again only really reduces the weight just a tad. I mean, it's hard to tell without an actual scale. So, I mean, those are the big differences, and it's kind of like you're really paying more for the name and the flash, the look, the aesthetics of it, more than you are, like, this is just definitely a utilitarian thing, and it's going to get the job done. It's going to get the job done just as well as these two. I mean, seriously, at the end of the day. The reason, you're probably wondering, well, what's the reason you have these two? Well, I did not go out and get these at Street Pro, or at, I wouldn't say Street Pro, yeah, I did, but at regular MSRP. I did not buy them at MSRP. I got this one for, gosh, how much was it? It wasn't much at all. I think it was like less than 60. I got this at a gun show. I actually did some trades, and I got this at a really discounted price, and so yeah, that's what I didn't pay full price for that. I didn't pay full price for this either. I got this at a pawn shop for around $80, I think. So it was like $100 off what you would probably normally get it at a regular store. So I got them at discounts. I didn't actually go out. I mean, that was what was keeping me from buying them, really, is the regular price. Like, they're definitely not worth the MSRP to me anyway. And the Wave, like I said, was like originally like around $60, I think. So at the end of the day, if you're gonna get a Leatherman tool, I think most Leatherman people will tell you, get this one, the Wave. It's gonna do the job just fine. But if you can't swing that $100, you don't want to swing $100, then go ahead and get this one. This one will do just about everything except for, again, the small screwdriver. It will do everything except this, pretty much, unless you really have like a 1/4-inch bit that has a very tiny screwdriver on it. But everything else, it will do, that the Wave will do. And it's about maybe a little over half the price, a little less than half the price of a Wave, actually. And unlike the Wave, which comes, here's what the Wave comes with. This, and it doesn't come with a flashlight. So, but this is what the Wave comes with. The Wave in a sheath. Nothing else. It does not come with the bit kit. Yeah, we got the 2 here. Or the extended driver. Or the pocket clip. You actually have to buy the pocket clip with the lanyard ring, separately. Then, if you're wanting the bit driver, you got to spend a little bit more to get, or the extended, bit driver, you got to spend a little bit more to get this. And then if you want the bit kit, you got to spend a little bit more to get the bit kit. The Multiforce comes with the pocket clip, comes with the sheath, and comes with the extended bit driver for like $40. I mean, that's a steal right there. It's not wanting to stay. There we go. So, to be honest, I'd say, yeah, this is definitely worth the price. It's actually a really good, well-made multi-tool. And as much as I love my Leathermans, I'm just blown away by this and how good of a quality it is, and how it stacks up very well to a Leatherman Wave, and gives you so much for so much less than a Leatherman. But if you're into just, getting American-made products, then definitely go for a Wave. Because it is American-made, and it's a great tool, but again, if you're wanting some of the bells and whistles that it does not come with, you can get those with this, except for, an extra bit kit. But again, it uses 1/4-inch bits rather than Leatherman's proprietary flat bits. So that's one thing that's bugged me about Leatherman, but at the same time, I understand it. It kind of saves space in the multi-tool, and it's still functional, and it allows them to put more tools in the tool itself, so it's a double-edged sword there. Other than that, yeah, I do recommend this. Honestly, I do. And again, I do not to, bash the Leatherman Charges. I love my Leatherman Charges, but they are way overpriced. And if you can get them at a discount like I've gotten mine, then yeah, sure, go ahead and get them. And I absolutely adore the Wave. I mean, I've had this for years, and this is just a fantastic tool overall. So there you have it. My review and my comparison. So, at any rate, you have yourselves a wonderful day, and God bless.